Hey guys, Don Brown here, Mr. Too Easy. America, America. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm so glad that I'm going to be pleasant today, that this impeachment inquiry pulling all these people to testify is finally over. Oh my goodness. It's crazy to me, and to use our tax dollars every single day for this whole impeachment inquiry process was ridiculous to me, because it still shows there was no quid pro quo, there was no collusion, there was nothing illegal done. So it was a waste of my time, my tax dollars. Oh God! After the second day, I stopped looking at it because it was stupid. It was just a cluster of it's my opinion, or I perceived. Oh no, I didn't actually speak to the president. I don't know the president. Dude, this is why I try to prove to you and show you guys that common sense is not so common. I heard from another person, from another person, from another person. If we went by this hearsay, think about this for a second. If you went by the hearsay that Mr. Schiff was using, it'd be a whole lot of people locked up, no matter what your race, color, creed, or party affiliation is. You know what I mean? Oh, I heard that my cousin, sister's baby mama, brother told me that this happened. Really? Okay. But you know what? The Congress put us through the Democrats put us through this excruciating waste of time and waste of money. And let's see what I've read. We may have a temporary shutdown because we don't have funds available. Well, you know what? If you didn't spend a week, 2 weeks, 3 damn years on this witch hunt, you would have the money available. You would be taking care of your voters, your constituents, the people who voted you in office. But instead, what do? You get on this little tidbit. Oops, sorry, phone call. Get on this little tidbit of, we have to do something. We have to stop them. Stop them from what? Making America great again? But hey, to each his own. I remember when I was small, not really small, because I was always big, even as a baby. So I remember my grandmother told me one time that, your granddad was in the Army, came back for the Korean War, ended up working for the U.S. Marshal Service, and they had enough money to buy up 3 to 4 houses in Washington, D.C. on one block. And of course, they're Black American. So when someone asks, well, when was America great? Let me tell you something. That was before I was born. I was born in the 70s. So if my grandparents could do that, let's say in the 60s, America was great. They weren't, and they were Black. So it wasn't like they were, as people say, which I don't really believe in, they had white privilege or Black privilege. Whatever privilege you want to put the word privilege on, whatever color, race, or creed, is stupid to me, because it's not a privilege. We're born into, this United States of great America, and we have rights, and we have the Constitution, and that's our rules, and that's what we go by, and it's wonderful, and if they could buy up that many houses back then, if they wanted to, without anyone saying, oh, you can't do it because you're this race or this color, obviously America was great. Now, don't get me wrong, it still is great, but we can get back to that. Our economy's booming. More people are working. So, hey. And guess what? Gas prices are down, and it's about to be Thanksgiving soon. So thank you. So I saw on the news gas prices are down about between 3 to 6 cents per gallon, which is awesome. That's my Beethoven playing. So, which is awesome. So I'm super stoked. So, hey, it's just wonderful. But that is priceless to me. And one more thing, this Green New Deal, okay? Oh boy. I mean, when I was in middle school, they were saying the world is going to end due to climate change. So what do we have? The cartoon Captain Planet with your powers combined. So how is it now we know the world is going to end in 12 years? So common sense would tell me if the world's going to end in 12 years, don't buy no homes because that's a 30-year mortgage. Don't buy no car because that's 64-month car payment. Matter of fact, just stop paying your bills. You know, everyone file for bankruptcy. Forget it. Don't pay no bills. Go to Bermuda. Go anywhere you want to. Because in 12 years, guess what? Who cares? The world is going to end. Or maybe just the United States is going to end. You know, because obviously we're the only people in the world. Look here. If the world was going to end, it would have ended way back when it was talking about, oh, there's a hole in the ozone layer in the 80s. So, of course, due to technology and us being smart, you know, we recycle. We have windmills, residential windmills, these big windmills, solar panels, all this stuff. Okay, so obviously we're one of the cleaner countries when it comes to burning fuels and stuff like that. But here's a thought for you, for everyone that believes the world is going to end in 12 years, okay? Or we need to be driving these Teslas or these smart cars. You do realize every single product that we have is transported on wheels. So when I say that, I mean tractor trailers, okay? Now, I would love to see a tractor trailer that's operated by battery power. But then again, you have to charge it up. And when you charge these smart vehicles up, there's usually at a gas station that has a generator. So the generator lets off fumes as well because you have to fuel it with either diesel or gas. But hey, who am I? I'm just using common sense. But as I drive down 81, Interstate 81, I see all these tractor trailers with all these box loads on there. Big Walmart, big Amazon, what's that? Conway Trucking, Freightliner, all these trucks transporting goods that we use. Let's see. Let's using more common sense. So, because I'm in Pennsylvania, so we have a whole bunch of open land. There's cornfields, wheat, all this stuff. So even those big machineries, those big machines that, you know, that picks the corn and put it in process, put it in the back of the truck, or cut up the wheat, cut up the hay bales, roll up the hay wells. They use fuel too. So if we take away all the fossil fuels, all the gas, all the diesel, how are we going to continue to live? But you know what? Who cares? Because the world's going to end in 12 years anyway. So you know what? Boom. You know, they're even transporting a big bulldozer. Wow. You know, we need these. We need it. Truck full of drywall, wood. They must be going to Home Depot or Lowe's. You know, I don't know. But you know what, guys? You need to use common sense. And like I always say, common sense is not too common. You have to figure out, is this smart? Why are we putting all this money into something that the world really is not going to end in 12 years? And how do you know it's going to end in 12 years? No one knows. If that's the case, it'd ended in the 80s or 90s. But it hasn't. We're still here. We have more vehicles on the road, but we're having less toxic fumes in the air. Think about that. More vehicles on the road, because your average household has 3 vehicles. I have 4 vehicles personally. So your average household or family of 4 has 3 vehicles. So of course not all 3 are driving at the same time, but back in the 70s, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, it was only usually 1 car households. So think about that. Use your common sense. You know, oh, and then I saw some football, and I don't follow sports, but I did see this across the news, that there was a silent protest at a Harvard game with people sitting on the football field at halftime. They're protesting the Green New Deal or whatever, or climate change. Stupid. So I contacted a buddy of mine that always go to these little college games. And well, maybe I shouldn't call them little games because, you know, you got to pay to get in there and people be tailgating. But I asked him, I said, dude, you go to the game? He says, no, you know, we went to the Penn State game. So I was like, okay. So I said, so what if they did at the Penn State game? He says, man, I would fucking leave. He said, I didn't come to the game to see no protest. I came to see some entertainment, see some good ball players out there, and enjoy the sport. Why would I want to see a couple hundred people sit on the field and delay the game? Common sense. Not so common. Not so common. But hey, I'm an Army veteran, combat veteran, and this is some of the things that I fought for, as well as people kneeling for the anthem, people burning the flag, people just doing all these terrible things, in my opinion, in the United States. But hey, that's the freedom that I'm fighting for, or that I did fight for, and I continue to fight for, because even though I'm out after 16 years, I'm still fighting foreign and domestic. I'm fighting now by doing this little, I don't know what they call it these days, a blog or YouTube channel, whatever this thing is, because I'm trying to get the message across. You know, I don't expect to get a 100,000 views or followers. Even if it reached 10 people, that's 10 people that heard the message, you know. At the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. But it's just stupid to me, and that's just me, my personal opinion, on that's how this generation of these days are actually protesting. You know, they don't, to me, they don't know what a real protest is, you know. But hey, to each his own. That's like, you know, I was watching, you know, if you watch the movie Armageddon, okay, you got those guys that's drilling oil, but you got these hippie people, in the movies like these hippie people saying, stop drilling oil, stop drilling for oil, but they on a ship just as big as the oil rig, and they're pumping out all that oil to get to the oil rig. So you're expending that same energy, those same fuels, to protest, and not realizing that, hey, you know, we're on this big ass ship and we just use 300,000 gallons of fuel to get out here and protest. If that's the case, won't you use a rowboat and row out there? Use a sailboat. You know, make some milk cartons and float out there. You know, do people really want to live back into the Stone Age? No, because I don't think this group of individuals could actually survive. They can't even survive without their smartphones. So now I know daggone well they won't be able to survive without electricity, without fuels to heat or cook with. You know, that's just me personally. I doubt they would be able to. Because if that's the case, you know what? Why don't you guys go to a place that has some Amish people that's living off the grid and live like they live. Go fish and hunt for your you can't go hunting, because I'm sure you guys are those little people that don't eat meat. So I guess you won't be hunting. I guess you can hunt for your vegetables in the wilderness, but I guess you won't be killing any deer or elk or boar or anything like that, or rabbits. So I guess hunting is out the scenario. And if you don't eat meat, I guess fish is a meat, so you won't be fishing. So I guess you're gonna starve. So I guess you better go to your supermarket and let this big tractor trailer, you know, bring you some tofu or those little veggie burgers that been processed by machines that go by electricity and fuel. What do I know? But that's the end of my rant. So America, be mentally strong, physically strong, socially strong, and spiritually strong. This is Don Brown. Peace.